Hello witches, I am High Priestess Orson Venus. Thank you for joining me here live either on Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube for this very important quick pop-up broadcast that every witch that is a devotee of Hecate must hear. So go ahead and share this broadcast with a witch or two or three who is a devotee of the Dark Mother, of the Queen of Witches, and tell them to jump right on this live because they need to hear this. One big controversy in our witch community, especially if you are a devotee of Hecate, is that the Queen of Witches picks favorites. Hecate picks who to favor and not favor, who to prosper, who not to prosper. That's a lie. Hecate wants all witches to prosper. Let me say this again. Hecate wants all witches who are devotees of hers to prosper. She does not pick favorites. If Hecate sees you doing real world action to make that spell, ritual, hex, or curse work, she absolutely will add her strength to your own efforts. But she will not help you at all if you don't do anything. How often have I said that nothing changes if nothing changes after you have done a spell? It will never be enough to just do a spell and hope for the best. Witches don't need hope. Witches do not need hope. We just do the damn thing. We just do our part with the full faith, with the full conviction that the Queen of Witches Hecate will absolutely add her strength to our efforts. And yes, she will add her strength to your efforts. Hecate wants all witches to prosper. Hecate does not discriminate. Now, this broadcast really is for witches who are devotees of Hecate. So if that's not you, this may not be the broadcast for you. But if you are interested in becoming a devotee of Hecate, then stay around. Stay around. Hecate does not have favorites. It is not favoritism. Hecate wants all witches to prosper, but you have got to show her that you are willing to put in your half of the work. Hecate is not going to do everything for you. She is not. You have to show her that you are ready for what you want to receive. You have to show the Queen of Witches that you are worthy of what you are asking for, or nothing will come about when you cast a spell, ritual, hex, or curse because you are not serious. When Hecate decides to take a witch as her devotee, she has decided that witch is serious about real, significant, and permanently positive change, which is the only, listen very carefully, the only definition of witchcraft. Hecate wants all witches to prosper. You will not prosper if you have no intention of doing your part, of doing real world action. As soon as you complete your spell work, you should be immediately getting information on what you need to do to make sure that spell comes to fruition, that spell manifests, that spell works. Because you have the intention to do your part. That gets the attention of the Queen of Witches. That is what makes Hecate prosper you. but she still wants all witches to prosper. All witches. She does not pick favorites. I cannot say this enough. She does not pick favorites. At all. Ever. Hecate does not like me more than she likes you. She does not help me more than she helps you. She will not add more of her own strength to my spells than she would for your spells. Hecate does not have favorites. When you become a devotee of Hecate, you know that your life is not what it should be, what it is destined to be. You don't have the life that you know you deserve. But when you are a devotee of Hecate, you have everything. You have everything because you do your part. And that pleases Hecate. That makes the queen of witches happy. That is what prospers you. Because no witch, especially a devotee of Hecate, should be going through life the hard way. Life should not be hard for you. Life should be the easiest thing that you will ever do. Hecate wants all witches to prosper. There are many witches who say, well, I'm her favorite. She blesses me with this and with that. That's great. But does it line up with what she told you to do to get what you are asking for? Did you listen to her voice and shut out all other outside voices, all outside influences, and rely solely on her as you are to do when you are her devotee? Hecate does not shout. It's much more like a whisper that only you can hear. Hecate will tell you what type of spell that you need to be doing to prosper you. She will even tell you the real world action that you need to take. You may not understand it. You may not even agree with it. Do it. Hecate will never lead you astray. Hecate will never tell you anything wrong. Ever. Ever. I have said 1,000 times that doubt has killed off more witches. There has been times when Hecate told me to do something or to go somewhere, and I ignored it, and then later found out that was what I needed to do to prosper. So now I solely rely on the voice of Hecate. And no, it's not your own thoughts projecting. Because if it was your own thoughts projecting, it would make sense in the moment. But Hecate does not speak in riddles. She's straightforward. It's straightforward. She does not speak in riddles. So you're not going to be left confused. Hecate speaks to you in the language that you can understand best. So you may hear her in a dream. You may hear her in a conversation between two other people. You may hear her by reading a book or seeing a billboard or seeing something written on the back of a pickup truck. The way that you hear best is how Hecate will speak to you. The way you hear best is how Hecate will speak to you. When Hecate, the queen of witches, prospers a witch, their life is just a beautiful moment in time. When Hecate, the queen of witches, prospers a witch, it is just a beautiful moment in time. Finally, for many witches who have become devotees of Hecate, finally freedom. Finally having a life they know they deserve. No longer going through life the hard way. No longer living in poverty. No longer homeless. No longer a drug addict. No longer listening and taking the advice of toxic people. Solely on Hecate, the queen of the crossroads, the queen of witches, the dark mother, the keeper of keys. Hecate wants all witches to prosper because the world needs more witches, more so than any other time than right now in history. We need more witches. America, where I'm at, in the United States, America needs more witches. There's a lot of evil in this world, and only witches can combat that evil. Not Jesus, not Muhammad, not Allah, not Hello Kitty, not Scooby-Doo, witches. Everything else I just mentioned are false gods. They are not real. Only witches. Because when you become a witch, check this out. Check this out, in case you didn't know. When you become a witch, you become much more intuitive. When you become a witch, you become much more intuitive. You just know things. May not even know how you know, but you know it came from your source of everything, which is Hecate, the queen of witches. And she will tell you how to make this planet a better place, a long-lasting, forever place for humans to inhabit, for humans to live happily ever after. She will. And with all the evil in the world today, witches combat it. Witches fight against it. Witches is not going to let evil go on for much longer. Every time you hear about a win for planet Earth or a win for humanity, witches made that happen. Hecate put that witch or witches or coven of witches in that realm of influence to impact the world for today, for tomorrow, and for centuries, not generations, but for centuries to come. Hecate wants all witches to prosper. No witch should have a fucked up life. No witch should have a fucked up life. If your life is fucked up, that's fucked up. And you need to reevaluate your craft. Reevaluate who you are worshiping and praising, because it's definitely not Hecate. If your life is fucked up, you are not a devotee of Hecate, because Hecate, the queen of witches, would never let that be your life. Would never let that be your life, ever. But Hecate wants all witches to prosper. You, me, he, she, every witch to prosper. But when you become a devotee of Hecate, that takes you up many levels. When you become a devotee of Hecate, the queen of witches, the keeper of keys, that takes you up many levels that you would never reach if you were not a devotee of the queen of witches, Hecate. When Hecate prospers her devotees, it's always one win after another. When she adds her strength to your own efforts, it's win after win after win after win, and many more wins to follow. Many. This does not mean that Hecate always gives you what you want. Sometimes the queen of witches gives you something much better. Maybe something that you had not even originally asked for, but yet you still deserve. So it's handed to you. Hecate hands it to you with no, this is very important. She gives it to you with no sorrow added on. That means it will come flawless. It will have no problems. It will be perfection. Because Hecate wants all witches to prosper. Hecate wants all witches to prosper. That's how it should be. She does not pick favorites at all. Hecate does not pick favorites. She knows the witches who are doing real world action. She knows. She absolutely does know. And those are the witches, those are her devotees that will prosper. And prosperity will be throughout their bloodline. Throughout their bloodline. Not for generations to come, but for centuries. One century after another. Going up level by level by level. When it comes to Hecate and being her devotee, the sky really is the limit. It really is the limit. Because there is this controversy in the witch community that Hecate chooses who and who not to prosper. That she has favorites. That she only likes this type of witch or that type of witch. That's not true. That's a lie. The type of witch that Hecate loves is the witches who do their part. Hecate, the queen of witches, loves witches who don't sit around playing with their fingers up their ass after they have done a spell. No, she does not like those witches at all. She never will. She loves witches who do real world action. This controversy has got to stop. These lies have got to stop. They have to stop, witches. Hecate wants all witches to prosper. I will share in a later broadcast how to become a devotee of Hecate, or if being a devotee of Hecate is right for you. So turn on notifications to be alerted when that live broadcast starts sometime later this week. So I just had to come on here because Hecate puts it in my spirit to share this information with you, to squash, to bury finally this controversial topic about Hecate wanting all witches to prosper and not just a select few. So once again, my name is High Priestess or Sephinus, who is anointed and appointed by the Queen of Witches Hecate to be a voice for witches who have ears to hear and hands to receive Hecate's best. If you have not already done so, go ahead and share this broadcast with a witch or two or three who needs to hear this incredible word about being a devotee of Hecate and being educated for many witches that Hecate wants all witches to prosper. Thank you for joining me here tonight, and I will speak to you witches next time. Bye, everyone.